adventure number 1. I went to McKay's used books and media in Chattanooga and bought a bunch of records. I had about $65 in store credit, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna try and find stuff I already know and just want copies of. I said, I'm gonna be adventurous. So I bought 6 albums that basically just had cool cover art. You know, I rolled the windows up just so y'all could hear me, and I'm already getting way too sweaty. I hate this state and I hate this season. So sitting in my backseat currently are what I believe to be 2 punk albums, 2 metal albums, and a new jazz album. That feels so much better. No, I do not know what new jazz is. So I'm gonna get home, do like the dishes and sweeping and all the little things I have to do, and then I'm gonna start throwing them on the turntable and finding out if I made a poor choice. And now we're home and I can listen to these. Y'all really need to see what these things look like. Alright, here we go. Let's open her on up. I feel like I should use 2 hands for this. Okay, so number 1 we have from the band Extremity. You can read the title. The internet described this as like brutal death metal of some sort. If you go to the Bandcamp website for this band, it's actually like really very funny. Okay, 2 and 3 are both from a band I'm deciding to pronounce as Culo. We have these 2 joys. We have what I think is their first album called The Return of Culo. And then there's a collection of their apparently EPs. I like these like skull things. They're colorful and they remind me of like 8-bit Nintendo version of Misfits. Next is Garmonbozia. When I first looked that up, it redirected me to Twin Peaks. Yes, the TV show. Crack open a cold one with my boys. Yeah, these are my boys. When I looked up Garmonbozia the first time, it said it was something from Twin Peaks. It said it was like creamed corn of some sort. I have no idea what that means. But then the Discogs profile for the band said that it was doomy crust punk with cello and female vocals, and I don't think anyone can resist that. Number 5 is what I assume to be like an experimental black metal project, because like this looks like your average black metal band's logo. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm really not. Like, holy crap. But then this article I found said that it was like new jazz power trio. I do not know what that means, no. But hey, it was $2. This was the cheapest thing I bought, and it's new and it's really interesting looking, so you know, adventure. Last thing is Out for Blood by Deathwish, which was just said to be like punk, and I like that. And I feel like I've seen this cover art before, so you know, you just go for it, right? Go for it. Speaking of go for it, I had the fortune of finding a promotional single from the artist himself, Corey Feldman. This Corey Feldman. This Corey Feldman. This Corey Feldman. The track is called Go For It. For It. Off of his album Angelic to the Core. Angelic Rockadelic, Angelic Funkadelic. I think I reversed those. It's a double album. There's only one review of it on Wikipedia, and it's 1 star. But there is a 50-minute video of Anthony Fantano tearing it to pieces. I highly recommend this. Something out of the 90s. You don't really care. It doesn't matter what. But that is my little collection. We got Corey, and we got all of our other goodies. And we're gonna find out what they sound like. Shh. We're saving you for last. Alright, Extremity. Oh, well, I'm promising black with lyrics. As sunlight fades, shadows melt to gray. A spreading fog upon the graves, a glowing pall carries shrieks upon the wind. Hack, slash, tripping from the gash, slice, stab, picking at the scab. Art! Art! Not bad. Flipperoonie. There we go. Lovely noise. So that was a nice album. It had like some thick chugging riffs. It's hard and brutal, and instrumentation was pretty good. Vocal.
Just making your life miserable.
Yes, you are making my life very miserable. Why do you suck? Vocals were off and on, but I found out why it was called Extremely Dead. If you read the lyrics to their last song, they're not talking about gods. They're talking about specifically the Christian God and how he is extremely dead. And so I don't think I'm going to listen to it again. Did you want to sing it, Ross?
I don't remember the lyrics anymore.
Good, you shouldn't. So Culo's first album, Return of Culo, comes with this cool little book. Back cover is a naked guy. I'm not going to show you, but he's naked. Cool thing, though. I'm talking about the book, not naked guy. Ross is watching my videos. Yes! Thank God! Good album! Yes! Yes! I just finished listening to side A of that, and that was fantastic. For real, like this whole thrash punk vibe, and got these wretched vocals, and at the same time, like fun, interesting lyrics and topics, and just entertaining. Here comes Music Adventure 1, Part 2. Hello there, my friends. How are you doing today? The first one had a naked guy, so what do we have going on in our little collection of EP? What's this? What's this? I think it's a poster! Check that out. I'm actually right. This collection of EPs is called Life is Vile and So Are We. Ha! What characters. Again! Amazing! Got this rockabilly flavor. So it's not just a poster, it actually comes with this cool little, like, weird lyric sheet comment thing with a picture of the band, a really odd picture. This was actually the naked dude. This guy was holding his penis and a microphone, and now he has a gun. This guy likes keeping his hands full. He's busy. This is probably like the Ringo Starr of the group. We have George Harrison, and this guy looks like Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords. I'm not necessarily sure what's going on back here. I'm pretty sure this is just like an essay or something, and these might be lyrics. So there's apparently just 3 EPs. We have Nuke Abuse, Military Trend, and Toxic Vision. And here's like the track listing. This, I really like this. For the weirdest reason, the cover reminds me of like super Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Ghouls on the SNES. Whereas the music reminds me of like Black Flag being thrown through a jet engine. Well, that was a good time. I think we can move on now. What we have here is a lyric sheet, it appears. The first song is called Ugly. This is nice. Nice drawing of a screaming person here. I wonder if one of their kids did this and asked if they could use it on their next album. And they're like, sure, honey, of course we can. Apparently this was recorded in 2003. The cover art, that weird thing, is by Jason Angst, and the lettering is by Dilbo Baggins. Special thanks to Brian who was going to split the release, but he had expensive hair plug surgery and was unable to do so. Okay, so we've gone through our little lyric sheet and thank yous. Here it is. Profane Existence, Sign A. I don't know what any of these mean. Turns out I'm wrong. This is side 1 right here. You have the track listing. This apparently came out in 2004, and this just says Anarchy Equality for some weird reason. Alright, let's situate the needle and see what happens. Okay. I'm getting this really weird folk thing out of my odd brutal metal, whatever this is. Found it. Found the punk. There it is. This is weird. So apparently this album's a lot about, like, the lead's personal issues. Really interesting, though. Ugly appears to be about body shaming and anorexia. Ugly, worthless, broken, the mirror has spoken. It's really well written. At the bottom of Breaking the Silence, which is what is playing right now, are these notes where they're talking about what exactly it means and why they wrote it. If all of these things mean something, then I'm sure that this is a depiction of the lead vocalist. Breaking the Silence appears to be about... It's about sexism in the punk scene. I am very much digging this. This is really creative. Apparently, this was written by a person named Marco Gillen, who currently works at Extreme Noise Records, which is a label I've heard of. Actually, I'm wrong. Turns out Extreme Noise Records is actually a store in Minneapolis. I'm probably thinking of the band Extreme Noise Terror, which is a grind band from the UK. So this song, No Free Ride, is apparently about her bipolar disorder, anxiety, and depression, and needing support systems and medication. Despite the instrumentation being a little weird, and I don't know how I feel about the cello, Marco's writing and personality are very creative and placed on the record really, really well. If you're interested in hearing something a little more brutal than you may already listen to, crustwithstrings.blogspot.com apparently has this for free download. She apparently also has another band, one that put out an EP a couple years ago called Rifle Diet, and I might just look them up as well. For now, I'm just gonna say that was interesting. I don't regret that. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to hit the lights. This is getting a little too... oh, wrong lights. A little too dark. Stupid train! I'm trying to listen to music! Now it's time for our new jazz friends, the Inbetweeners. There's nothing really interesting about this, nothing cool inside. It's a nice thick pressing though. Let's see what it sounds like. So new jazz isn't anything like wildly experimental, I guess. It's just jazz mixed in with more modern electric instruments. And it doesn't sound half bad. It's got nice rhythm, got good flow, got a good feel, yeah. Alright, so, Inbetweeners was interesting and funky and cool, and I dug it. And now we're on to Deathwish. Out for Blood. Should probably take this off. Beer City Skateboards Records! Oh my gosh, that's actually really fun. And also, the lining is like its own lyric sheet. Cool. Check it out, Translucent Red. It's actually in 45 RPM, which is actually kind of weird. And check it out. Got this cool, like, Deathly Hallows thing going on, and it sounds pretty nice, too. Oh, yeah. Dang. Got some attitude. Cleaner than Culo. Well, that one was good too. So that's all of them, right? Right? Did you think we forgot about you, Corey? We'd never forget about you, Corey. Now, I think it's appropriate not just to throw this on, but to perform an autopsy of the packaging itself. The first thing to notice is that on the back there is a tag that says color, size, and gender. It still has the artist name and song, so is this for, like, clothes? Were the only tags they had for clothing, and were they just too lazy to get anything else? Also, check this out. Look at this font. How horrible this font is. It's produced by Choreography Music. Oh, and it needs this plastic because it is not made like any other single ever. So even if you don't own a record, you know how they're built, right? The sleeve, they have 3 closed sides and 1 open side for you to slide the record out. But not Corey! No, no, no! What is the excuse? Like, the only excuse is that all they had were 14 by 7 inch long pieces of glossy paper, so they printed these all on it and just folded them in half. Because there is no way that this is for artistic effect. I mean, look at this! Horribly pixelated, grainy photo in horrible Photoshop. Now, I will say, the record itself is like this cool blue thing I'll show you in a bit. Still, this awful, like, wedding video 2002 font. And it's got one of those obnoxiously large holes in the middle, so I have to get my little 7-inch adapter. Again, let me remind you, this song is called Go For It, because we're still naming things like it's 2003. I don't exactly know what 2003 is referencing. I just felt like that was the right reference to make. Y'all ready for this?
Get it, all she gotta do is twerk. Hit the club, tell her.
Skrillex threw up on the track. Like, if you take every cliche from any pop song released in the past 10 years and then ran it through a filter that was just named Bad, you'd get the Corey Feldman album, but you would also get very specifically this song. Nope, 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 no more, no more, no more. But wait! Side B! This is entitled Everybody. It features Doc Ice. I don't actually know what they're doing. Like, I totally know what they're doing, but I don't know why. I mean, listen to this. Every other song. Every song that didn't rip off the first time around through Go For It, they rip off here. And it's worse because they're doing it half-heartedly. Like, Go For It was this violent upchucking of all these terribly out-of-date ideas, and this is just that again, but boring. Like, Go For It was entertaining in how awful it was. This is just agony. Also, who is Doc Ice? Who are you? Why are you here? And if I forgot to mention it that first time around, Go For It featured Snoop Dogg. Oh, thank God it's over. That's all of them. That's the end. It ended on a very, very flat note. I'd have to say I'd recommend all these records except for Corey for good reason, and maybe Extremity for other reasons, but I don't think there was a dud, really. Culo was a delightful surprise. Garmonbozia was creative, and I was interested by that. Deathwish was just, solid punk, and the Inbetweeners were just some interesting jazz, interesting new jazz, and I do not regret any of these, really. And there we go. That's the conclusion to Music Adventure number 1. maybe there'll be another 2 if I suddenly find another 6 weird records. And I am positive that there is stuff in here that I have not looked at, including this, the Jane Fonda record for Pregnancy. I own that. Hope you enjoyed. So baby, let's go for it. Go for it.